Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, The Precious Years. This is Saida. I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about top 10 things in my books that are really what helps me get through my day and my journey as a homeschool mom. So I wanted to go ahead and share that with you. Go right to it. So the first thing is a good night sleep. As my kids are a little older, they do sleep throughout the night. So I make sure that I get at least 6 hours of sleep, because if I'm happy and if I'm content, then my kids are happier and I'm less crankier. Because whenever if I don't get enough sleep, sometimes once in a while I'll stay up and binge watch Netflix movies, or focus on doing something that I've been wanting to do, and I stay up. The next morning my kids can tell that I haven't had enough sleep, so they'll be like, "Oh, mommy, did you not get enough sleep?" So getting a good night's sleep, and when your kids are younger, or if you have multiple kids and some are younger, then I think figuring out a time to be able to nap, so you get in a day 6 hours of sleep, is very important. That's in my book to keep me kind of going. I need that sleep. The number 2 is coffee. I was never a coffee drinker, but since I became a parent or a mom, coffee has been something that's really what gets me going. So the first thing when I wake up in the morning, what I do is I always have a glass or a bottle of water next to me, so I drink that first thing in the morning, and then I walk to my Keurig and I make myself a cup of coffee, and that's kind of like my me time. So even if I don't wake up early enough to work out or anything, I want to make sure that I can drink my coffee in peace. And yeah, so that's one of the things so that's number 2 on my list. Number 3 is planner. I have a homeschool planner where I plan out I write every week. Right now I do it weekly, so every week I write down what I will be teaching, and on Sunday I prepare everything. I'm looking, maybe next year I'm going to try to do a monthly. I think that will save some time for me on Sundays, because so I get it done and over with. So but for now I do weekly planning, and that's something that's really helpful, as well as a personal planner. So meal planning, any of the personal doctor appointments or the kids' activities, I keep it on a separate planner. And having a planner and looking at it the night before really helps get my day going the next day, and that's really it's really kept me in a routine. So going into that, number 4 is having a routine. That's really helpful. When I was going through my kids going through in their infancy and toddlerhood, I didn't really have a routine, and that really affected my productivity. So now that I have a routine in place, my days go really smooth. So I have a morning routine. So before the kids wake up, I try to wake up at least an hour before, and I try to get myself ready, and have some me time for myself to regroup, rethink, look over the daily to-do list, look over the lesson plans. So having that routine really helps. Then I have like an afternoon routine where I clean up any of the morning mess, as well as get the dinner ready, kind of semi-prepared. So that's really helpful, as well as having a nighttime routine. So after the kids go to bed, I time myself and give myself 30 minutes, and I clean the kitchen and any of the mess throughout the house. I clean it up, and that has really helped me to keep my house tidy, as well as not overwhelm myself in one day cleaning the entire house. So that's something, routine is really important. Number 5 is that I think you need a computer. Nowadays you need a computer, and the internet, the blogs, the Pinterest, all of that helps you lesson planning, and that's something that I really think is important. Along with that, I'll include a printer, because I print out a lot of stuff, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I am using other resources to cut down time on lesson planning. I wasn't a teacher by profession, so my degree is not in teaching. It's more in computers. So, a lot of people ask me at times, were you a teacher to be able to, wanting to do this? So I'm not a teacher, so, but looking at other teachers' blogs, other sites like Teachers Pay Teacher, Pinterest, I get a lot of ideas, and I get YouTube, like YouTube was a really good uh, place for me to see how other moms teach. Those are all the resources that I use. So computer, internet, having internet access, having your computer connected to the internet, printer, those are all things that I think are really important. The number 6 for me, the most important thing I think is for number 6 is having the kids into other activities, outside activities, so you don't have to fill the entire day with things to do for them. So after, we usually attempt to do you know homeschool from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's the slot that I get most of their schooling done. The rest of the day they play with toys. I try to they do crafts or things that they can kind of do themselves. Then I try to put them in co-ops, try to put them in sports, ballet, Lego classes, science classes, etc., to fill their time. So they're having fun, they're getting the social interaction, as well as helping me like kind of pass the time. So it's not like I'm with them trying to fill like however long they're up for 11 hours with activities. So I think having extra activities is something that's really important to me to be successful. Number 7 is keeping the kids in a healthy snacks. I've noticed that if I cut down the sugar and like junk food, they're eating healthier and they're more energized. I've really noticed a huge difference with my oldest child, where if I leave out fruits and vegetables for her to snack on and she's not munching on like sugary stuff, then she's much more productive. Her brain is much more focused. So that's something that's really important to us, is to have like healthy snacking, healthy snacks. It kind of give them a break, and it helps with their focus. Number 8 is for me to have some time to myself. So it's not like I'm I guess by profession the job of a stay-at-home mom is kind of never ends, but it's really nice to get some time to yourself. So working out is a really like a me time that I enjoy to myself. It's something that I've been working on for a while. It's been like 5+ years that I've been trying to lose this baby weight that I've gained with my pregnancies. But so working out is something that's really important to me, and it gives me that me time. I love drinking tea, and I like trying out different tea, and so that's something that I really enjoy. That's kind of like me time. Reading books, once in a while, outing with your friends. Those are things that like kind of keeps you away, and you come back and you're more focused. And I think some people might think, oh, going away from your kids or doing something for yourself makes you a bad mom. I in my opinion, I don't. I think that makes you a more focused mom, and so you're more, you're giving back more when you are with them. So I really think, even like if you can carve out like 30 minutes for yourself to do something that you really enjoy, I think that goes a long way. So that's really important to me. Number 9 is being involved, using the resources that are available to you, like library, science centers. Those are things that I really take advantage of, because there's so many classes that they have at the libraries. And it gives the kids a chance to play and talk and socialize more. You can build a rapport with your librarian, and they have all these resources. They can gear classes towards what you're learning for that month or the theme. So I think that's a really good resource. Science centers and museums for children are really good resources as well. So those are some things that I really manage of. Number 10 on my list is having like a principal, like not like a principal like some like having your supervisor or manager, but a principal who understands you, and at the end of the day you can go and talk to, and as like a person who hasn't been in the situation can kind of help you. So I go to my husband with any questions or anything that there are times when I think that I'm not being the best teacher, or sometimes I think, maybe I was too hard on them. So I always use my husband as a person that I go to kind of talk to at the end of the night, and just kind of like, he kind of motivates me, and he says, no, this is how, what you did, it wasn't bad, and it was the best thing for, our kids. So having that support system is really good. And if you can't, have that with your husband, but having a support system with your friends, other homeschool moms, is really important, I think, as well, because you're with your kids all the time. To have that adult interaction is really good. So I have a lot of friends that are also homeschooling, and so I can always go to them, and with questions, or with guidance, or sometimes if I'm like frustrated, I go to them and they say, oh, we've been in the same position, and so they give you some guidance and make you feel kind of better, I guess, because I mean, the homeschooling is the best thing that's been for me. I really enjoy it, but there are days that are, not the perfect days. And, there are days you need someone else to lift you up. And I think having a support system, principal in a way, or like a friends, is really important. And I think that's really important to have. And those were my top 10. But one other thing that I think is very important is having a crock pot. I've never used a crock pot until like 2 years back, and I'm in like love. So sometimes on my rough days, I can just throw a bunch of stuff and I have a meal ready. So crock pot makes the list somewhere in there that I couldn't fit it in, but it just came in my head. I'm like, crock pot, I love crock pot. They like, it's a time saver. So those are my top 10s. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're a homeschool mom and if you have top 10s that you want to share with others, I would love to hear them. If you want to make this into a tag video, you can, or if you want to put your link below, or if you don't feel comfortable recording, if you just want to write me top 10, that I would really appreciate it, because I know it would help me out. So that's all I had, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on our next video. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.